Alright, welcome to day 5 of Zootopia Week 2019. We're just a chill stream tonight. As you can see, I just have Tucker and Brian here tonight. A few people weren't able to make it tonight, which is alright. But we also got Jack behind us, who's doing his own thing.
So you said that this particular live stream was going to be a chill stream?
Yeah, tonight is a chill stream.
Alrighty.
Alright. So free to talk about anything. Where? I cannot find my phone, so I cannot look at comments.
You want me to pull it up on my computer? Because I will.
I just need to find my phone, because I can't constantly be going back and forth.
Or just
that's great.
get your phone.
I have it. Wire snap. Probably has not happened before.
I have it pulled up on my iPad.
Oh jeez, dude, the suspense is real. I'm about to fire it up for the first time with the LCD fully on.
Shit. Alright. Let's see what we got here. Alright. See what we got here.
Oh god, here we go.
Okay. So.
Yes.
Okay. So, also guys, I apologize for the audio in last night's stream. Unfortunately, I think my headset that I'm used to using would only pick up my audio and it would not pick up anybody else's audio. So
Yeah,
you could hear
what we were saying last night, I suppose.
Yeah, we were basically just talking about our own stories, like my stories, Zootopia stories that we've written. Being, for me, Nighttime Magic, or another story that I'm doing, crossover of the Lego Movie and Zootopia, and some other Wild Hop stories that. And we were also discussing about some stories that we've read in the past. Like for me, for example, we've been doing a story called Out of Ashes. This guy named Joseph Wilde on fanfiction, and we're pretty good friends with him. I've also been reading, or actually, well, Tucker has been reading 100 Kisses by Samara of Torella's Wild Hops. I've started reading the first few chapters. I've yet to continue it. But hopefully, in the future I will, when I don't have so much work to do, or I'm just not busy that much on a weekend. I'll probably get some more reading done on that. And for me, there was another story that I had written or had read called "Reined In" by Double. It's very good stories that were written. So I highly suggest checking them out if you're into. Reading fan stories or just into Zootopia in general, and just like, I guess, ship Judy and Nick together, Wild Hops, I suppose. If you're into that stuff, then we suggest checking out these stories. Although one of them,
Here we go.
your discretion advised, but those other ones,
That was the LCD.
definitely go and check them out.
Where's the piezo located on this thing?
Don't worry about it.
I guess
It's fine because
Does that
In
sound?
a nutshell, that's basically what we said. Is that if you go back to rewatch day 4, you can't hear anyone but Garrett. So, yeah.
Is it gonna be loud?
it might be.
Really sucks that we talked all that time for nothing.
But I do have a link to my works of fiction, being Wild Hops Tales, which are just short stories of Nick and Judy sharing intimate moments together. It really doesn't have a plot at all. It's just Nick and Judy as a couple, basically. But anyway, I have a link to that in my Twitter profile. You can find me at Stuffwell303 on Twitter. So do check that out. Do check out my other friends' work, especially Out of Ashes and even Brian's work as well. So yeah, just be on the lookout for updates. We'll try to get the ball rolling with our fan fictions on a regular basis once we got time. So I do know that just on the topic of Zootopia news, I do know that tomorrow will be the final day over here at Walt Disney World for Nick and Judy to be meeting at the flagpole at Main Street, USA. So if we have anyone who attends, who goes to Walt Disney World on a regular basis, any pass holders, anyone in the Florida area, if you can, try to find the time to go and see them before at least 5 o'clock tomorrow, because they will be going gone, because after tomorrow there will basically only be exclusive to the Halloween parties, in which they're only there for a dance party basically, and then Christmas they have a meet and greet, so very very exclusive over here. I still have not heard what was going to happen to them after the holidays, but I will try to keep my ears open, seeing as I'm the closest living person to Walt Disney World. I work there anyway.
And you guys get news from me. I stay up to date with all like the big trending stuff going on at the Disney parks online. So if anything big is announced, then you can expect it on my Twitter profile at BManLegoBoy, same as my YouTube name. But yeah, tomorrow it's the last day they're gonna be there, and I've actually been packing to go down there, guys. I'm actually gonna be going to see them myself, and I can't wait to see them before they go away tomorrow. Like we said, last day, so this is the farewell for them, the final farewell for now. But hopefully, like Tucker said, they'll come back for yet another meet and greet.
I don't think this is the end of Nick and Judy. I mean, yeah, they're going to be pretty much back to their regular Halloween and Christmas type of schedule. But who knows what's to happen after that? I'm sure it's quite a bit of push for the fandom just to try to get them into animal anyway. But we'll see what progresses.
Yeah, they'll more than likely be back.
Come on, I'm also trying to listen because my computer audio won't.
I mean, they still have their meet and greets going on over at Disneyland in California, so it wouldn't really make sense to get rid of them at one side of the coast. Really, I mean, but then again, I mean, we don't know. It's just.
You get ginger ale if you want to see your show.
After they Move It, Shake It, Dance and Play, party ended on December 1st of last year. I mean, we all knew that eventually that they would return to the park in some way, shape, or form, and about like a month later, they return in the form with actual meet and greets at the flagpole. So I mean, I don't know what this means. For now, after tomorrow, they'll just be going on a hiatus for their meet and greets, really.
And I need to lock it too.
It's basically a guess. I think my only guess here is that maybe they'll switch Move It, Shake It, Mouse Can Dance It back to its original Move It, Shake It, or maybe it's another version of Move It, Shake It, and maybe, just maybe, they might be back at their dance party. So.
Really? Because I heard that this version was here to stay. That's what I heard.
Mouse Can Dance It?
Yeah.
No, that celebrates Mickey and Minnie's birthday. So as a result, they're going to have to switch it out. I don't know if they're going to switch it out, but
no. But I read somewhere that after the whole celebration, they're not going to be changing it. I mean, that's what I heard. I mean, I could be wrong, but I did hear that.
I'll have to ask around and see if anybody knows.
Yeah, I mean, I would love for it to go back to Move It, Shake It, Dance or Play It, or whatever version that they have or have had. I mean, I know there were like two different there was like a different version of it before it became Move It, Shake It, Dance and Play It.
I mean, really, there's not much change at all, except for Mouse Can Dance and Move It, Shake It have different characters, basically. So.
Right. I also think one of the floats got like remodeled or something like that, like the one with Mickey and Minnie on it. I think they changed that one from Move It, Shake It, Dance and Play It. I think because basically with the design of it, it looks different.
They switched it out with another one.
Maybe I don't know. I don't really stay up to date with that parade.
The float that they're on was basically the float that Nick and Judy were on.
Yeah.
But that float was a lot larger. So the one that Mickey and Minnie are on, that one's closer to the ground. I don't know if they ever come off of it. I've never really been interested in Mouse Can Dance.
I have watched videos of it. They never come off. They just stay up there. Meanwhile, everyone else comes onto the street, but they're the two characters.
Aside from Donald, Goofy, Daisy, I think there's like somebody else. The one who's float. So
was it Horace? I believe he was one of the like. I know they had like a very early Disney character in there.
Probably.
Really safe for sure. I don't know. I mean, as long as I'm going to be hanging out at Magic Kingdom tomorrow, guys, and for the record, I will be filming down there in case anyone is interested in knowing. I'll probably see the parade go by maybe twice or three times. I mean, I know that with the budget cuts for entertainment that Disney's having to make at both Disneyland and Walt Disney World, one of the budget cuts that they're doing is that the Mouse Can Dance It show is only going to be having 2 showings a day rather than its normal 3. So I don't know, but either way, I'll probably see it go by tomorrow at some point when I'm hanging out in town.
At least twice, 3 times. Well, because I did check the schedule earlier, by the way, and it looks like they're having it 3 times tomorrow.
Okay, so then I guess those budget cuts don't come into effect until later. I mean, I know that the Muppet Show is ending October 6th. Maybe that's when all the budget cuts are gonna come into effect.
They just had their final Coco Mariachi today.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that show ended today. That's right.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, I kept seeing videos of it on Twitter, and I knew it was going away, but I didn't know exactly when. But yeah, now that you mention it, yeah, today was the last day of that show. And that's really sad considering the fact that that show really fit into the Mexican pavilion because Coco takes place in Mexico. So it's kind of a shame that they took that away. I know they have a similar version of it over in Disney California Adventure. I think during the Christmas season or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. It's either Halloween or Christmas, but they have it over there.
I would think closer to Del Dia de Muertos, I would think.
Right, the Day of the Dead being November 1st. Yeah, I don't know, but I don't know if it's going to be going away. I mean, I didn't read anything saying it was going away. The only thing I saw was that
You didn't arm it again.
I don't want to make any more. We could have just.
Sorry, I got
We need an
distracted by
extra
that.
key fob for disarming and arming at night.
they have this.
Yeah, well, I have to use the
trolley
keypad to
show,
put it in
the
instant.
California Adventure with Mickey and whatnot. I think it was like supposed to like recreate how Walt Disney first arrived in California and then started his like his animation company or something like that. But apparently that's gonna be stopping showings very soon. I don't know when, but probably around I think in October maybe, if I had to guess, since these other things are gonna be ceasing operation then. But yeah, it's either way, it's very unfortunate that Disney's having to make all these budget cuts for these entertainment options. So
I do wonder if it has anything to do with the underperformance of Galaxy's Edge.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know if that's this. Has Galaxy's Edge been underperforming in a Walt Disney World? I think it. I don't know how the crowd.
I really wouldn't be able to compare it, really, because for one, I have not been to Disneyland. Two, I would have to really get some, feedback from someone who actually knows how much Disneyland's been underperforming. I know a big thing that has been affecting Galaxy's Edge over here is the hurricane that came by. I mean, it wasn't as bad as Irma, by the looks of it, because I mean there was no damage over here, but I guess just as far as guest flow, that just kind of put a wrench in things, maybe just a little. But I mean it's not super crowded here. I've been saying this and I'll say it again. I really think that the holidays will be when both versions of Galaxy Edge will really turn it around, seeing as the holiday season is the busiest time of year. I don't know for Disneyland's case, I would think.
Yeah,
but,
it is.
Okay, well then, for both, so for both cases, Disneyland and Disney World, that's the most busiest time of year for both Disneyland and Disney World.
Yep. I mean, being as how this weekend, guys, I'll also be looking around Galaxy's Edge at Hollywood Studios, and I'll be trying to see if I can spot any differences between the two lands. While I'm there, I'll probably also try and measure like the crowd capacity compared to Disneyland. I'm hoping that it'll be a little more crowded there, so that way there's a little more popularity to it. As for Disneyland, I don't know what's going on over there. I mean, all like these limited time entertainment options that Disneyland's been having over there, like Soarin' over California, that ended back in August. Disneyland Forever, the fireworks show, ended for this month, and then obviously this Monday, the Main Street Electrical Parade is going to be leaving for probably another hiatus, and we'll come back who knows when. So then it'll just be the normal Halloween offerings that they'll probably be having over there. I don't know what exactly they have planned. I know they have a Halloween parade over there called like Frightfully Fun Parade, I believe it's what it's called. I think it's at Disneyland Park. But being as how they're moving the Halloween parties from Disneyland Park to California Adventure this year, I don't know if that parade is going to be moving across the Esplanade or not. But that's really like the only like real holiday or Halloween special thing that they have going on besides the parties and the parade. Actually, that might actually be a Halloween party exclusive, that parade. So actually, I have no clue. And then for Christmas, they obviously they have Mickey's Christmas party over there, and they also have an exclusive Christmas parade called a Christmas Fantasy Parade. But other than that, they don't really. Disneyland, I don't think really has that many holiday offerings as compared to Walt Disney World, really. So I'm not entirely sure, but who knows? I mean, this is something I've said before. I mean, heck, I mean, if they want to, but this wasn't the case last year because apparently they had like some other. I think it was like an event for Coco going on at California Adventure. But I said this in a previous video of mine early in the year, guys. But I predicted that with the rumors circulating around Disneyland that they would be turning the Main Street Electrical Parade back into a summer parade, having it come back every summer like it did from 1972 to 1996. I was thinking maybe they could have the Main Street Electrical Parade run in the summer, and then in the winter months at California Adventure they have Paint the Night run over there, since that parade fits more over at that park, since there's a lot of Pixar content in Paint the Night, and also now a lot of Pixar content in California Adventure. And I feel that Paint the Night actually could fit better as a Christmas parade rather than Main Street Electrical. I mean, I know that both parades have been presented during the Christmas season. Main Street Electrical Parade in particular actually having previously a Christmas theme to it back in like the 1990s, but that has since ceased operations, so it's just a normal version. But I feel for Paint the Night they could maybe find a way to give it like a holiday effect, I suppose, or if they want to. But then again, if they only have it run during the Christmas season, then I feel that guests would get a little tired of it and they'd want to see the original version of it back. So I don't know, but that's just a theory that I've had for a while. Or heck, maybe they could just switch off the parades every year. Like example being 2017 Main Street, or no, 2015 to up until the beginning of 2017, Paint the Night was at Land, the resort in general, and then Main Street Electrical Parade came back, and then in 2017, and then the following year Paint the Night came back in 2018, and then this year Main Street Electrical Parade came back, and so maybe next year they could bring Paint the Night back again, and they'll just keep switching the parades off over there. Because I think at this point, with how popular the Main Street Electrical Parade is back over at Disneyland, I think the parades, or those two parades in particular, are going to be staying over there for quite a bit of time. So I think for Walt Disney World's case, our only hope is a brand new, fully updated electrical parade, like that goes up to like today's standards of technology. Maybe a Disney World version of Paint the Night, or maybe completely new, but I don't know. But either way, I don't know, with all these budget cuts that are going on right now, I don't know if making a new parade would actually be the best idea. But if Disney starts getting their sales back with, like, I guess maybe Galaxy's Edge starting to get higher crowd capacities, maybe these budget cuts will stop and then we'll get more offerings at the parks. But for now, I don't really know what to say when it comes to that sort of stuff, unfortunately.
I would just say wait for the holidays, November.
Pardon my
December,
language,
see
but
how much it picks up, really. End of November, I think
it's a stink bug.
That's when the big crowds
Okay, this
start
might
to
be
come.
something I buy.
Right, yeah,
in
during
I
December,
just found a
close to-
BG12LA.
Just
yeah.
I'm
Plus,
also
not to
trying to
mention,
listen on
I
my
feel
computer.
that,
I like crap right now.
I mean,
I
I'm
can't hear
hoping
very
that
much.
by the time the Rise of Skywalker releases, people
That's
will
at
want
full
to
volume.
be going to Galaxy's Edge, so that way
Sometimes
they can
it'll show the full audio, sometimes it
have a little
won't.
bit more Star Wars content
Does this work on the
before
95th?
the Skywalker saga comes to an end.
Maybe. Yes.
I might buy it.
Give us a little taste of another story, I guess, from the two before the Rise of Skywalker comes out, seeing as Galaxy's Edge takes place in between Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker.
Yep.
guess that's a good way of putting it. We did get a preview, and by preview, I mean that we actually saw the same stuff they've been showing us from Good Morning America just today.
Yeah, that's right.
I heard that they actually recorded that footage years in advance, and they've just been withholding it until a certain point in time. That's what I've been hearing. I don't know for sure, but that could very well be true. They did say that they were filming from Walt Disney World, but again, I don't know how long they've actually been withholding that footage from Good Morning America. I'm just a cast member that works over at Galaxy's Edge, so I can't really help you there. But anyway, yeah. So at least that we've got like pretty much another 2 months, and it'll be ready to go. I expect to hear cast member previews for that soon. I will not be able to tell y'all about it or show you. I won't be able to show really. I could probably say what I feel about it, but I can't provide footage for y'all until it actually opens. But apparently they're keeping the whole thing under wraps because I guess they feel that the technology they have for it is more immersive than what they have been doing in the past. So it's kind of exciting in that regard. See what kind of stuff they have planned for that. But I will be tight-lipped for the most part. I may just say if it's amazing or not, but yeah, got to keep the code basically. So.
Right. Well, based on the footage, like I've seen a little bit of like well, it's not really the ride itself. I don't think. I think it was like this like 3D model recreation to kind of like show what it might look, what it's supposedly going to look like. Based on the footage that I've seen so far, this ride looks like it's really going to be something special. I mean, heck, even
I would think it would be, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this ride is apparently going to have the most animatronics ever used in a Disney theme park attraction. So that's going to be a new record for Disney right there. I don't know if it means just any theme park ride in general, but if it is, then that's another record that Disney will break for their parks. And then even just the footage that we got this morning from Good Morning America, I think they showed what looked like the area that either you board or exit those like tram cars. Like in the back, you see like the hangar bay and all these First Order stormtroopers behind where the tram would run through, and it's a trackless ride from what I've seen. So it's not really going to be like, I mean, trackless rides. It's not. I don't think it's really anything new that much. I mean, I know they're also going to be using that same technology for the new Spider-Man attraction coming to the Avengers campus over in the.
Ratatouille will be having trackless.
Right. The new Ratatouille attraction coming to Epcot, and which also, I mean, it still exists over in Disneyland Paris. So, yeah, this isn't really new technology that we've seen before.
Yeah, it's basically like a copy and paste type of effort, except, now it won't be in French, hopefully. So.
Right. Well, there might be some French dialogue in the ride to give it, like...
Well, of course, because it's Ratatouille, so...
Right, yeah. It'll make you feel like a little bit more like you're actually in France. But for the most part, yeah, I would definitely say it's more than likely most of it's going to be in English. I mean, it is an American attraction now, so I should hope so. But Disney, in their parks across the world, they do like to use English in a lot of their attractions. So I don't know.
It is basically. It's technically a universal language, like right behind Mandarin. Mandarin is apparently the most spoken language in the world. So.
I actually did not know that.
Oh.
Yeah. I thought Latin was, but then again, that is old. But
Latin's, I guess, kind of dead. It's not really as common, but.
Well, either way, guys, come December 5th, and being as how I'm going to be going down there for the Christmas party on December 19th, at Magic Kingdom, I will be able to check out, Rise of the Resistance for you guys, so, and I definitely will see about trying to record it while I'm down there, so, and that'll only be 2 weeks, exactly 2 weeks after it opens, so the ride will still be fairly new. I mean, heck, I got to see Galaxy's Edge over at Disneyland only like a month after it opened. So, and everything was still fairly new there. I mean, heck, Tucker was able to go to the Walt Disney World version on opening day, so that's actually even better. But yeah, either way, guys, with Galaxy's Edge and all this other stuff that they'll be bringing to the parks, including Zootopia Land and Shanghai, we'll hopefully be able to get the scoop for you guys, for any of you that can't make it or just don't really have the time to do so. We'll definitely try and get information out there when we can and when it's available, when it's appropriate to do so. Because for some of us, like cast members, we're not allowed to discuss any information with normal guests because it's against the rules. So until
I mean, I could probably say. You know, how I liked this, how I liked that, but I can't provide footage until the actual day of. Or if there's like a special preview that they're like, yeah, okay, you can record pictures, live stream, go nuts. We don't care. But which has been the case for the Skyliners recently.
I was just about to ask. Today was the last day for the cast member previews, right? You said.
I believe so. Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
Because I know you'll be down here. I know you'd want to check that out, and just one day shy of them opening it up publicly. So I guess if they actually have those closed, I wouldn't be able to get you on.
Right. Yeah, I mean, if I didn't have school on Monday, then I would totally stay for Sunday and get to check it out the first day it's open. But I don't know. But heck, maybe they could pull a fast one. Maybe they might say, "Oh yeah, we're gonna have a soft opening date for it, like a day before it opens," because Disney has been known to do that with a lot of their newest attractions. I mean, heck, even the new Inside Out attraction over in California Adventure that just recently opened back in June, that opened like 1 or 2 days before its actual grand opening. So I don't know. We'll just have to see for this weekend with the Skyliner. But if not, then I'm sure
the cast members are getting tired of guests asking, "Oh, can I buy this? Oh, can I buy this? Oh, what's this about?" You know, I'm sure they're getting tired of that anyway. So I don't know if they are.
Maybe. I mean, we're only like tomorrow and Saturday, only 2 full days away from it opening, so it's hard to imagine that. I mean, I still remember years ago when the Skyliner was still under construction. Like, I was at the
stream even going on?
Yeah, it's going on.
Oh, cool.
The audio is just like dead quiet.
And I was still seeing them putting up like the main posts that pulled up the wires.
This is how bad my computer audio is.
This is Timothy.
Amazing how
what they were supposed
fast
to
that time went by. Now it's about to open.
You hear how bad my computer audio is?
The first part of it that is. From what we've heard, Disney has plans.
If I get my Logitech speakers shipped
I'm also trying to listen.
Parts of Walt Disney World. Hopefully, one of them being Animal Kingdom, and well, being as how big Zootopia fans we are, there's a specific scene in the movie that would just fit so well if they brought the Skyliner to possibly a future Zootopia Land in Animal Kingdom, but we just don't know. We don't know at this point.
I have let one of the Skyliner operators know that I have this whole idea. I have many ideas, but I have this one idea in particular that I've been hearing from Jack from DSNY Newscast that according to him, if Skyliner takes off, or is a big hit basically. If that, if it turns out to be like a big hit, that maybe Disney World will expand
Along
the
with the
Skyliner.
7001.
We have a station at
I'm
Animal
excited
Kingdom.
for that too.
Because Animal Kingdom, it does not have any means of getting there only by buses. But the bus is basically the only way you can get there. That or you could drive. Those are like basically the only two ways to get to Animal Kingdom, which is kind of disappointing. So there really isn't a whole lot of options. I mean, you look at you look at places like Magic Kingdom. You can get there. You can walk there depending if you're staying in Contemporary. Pretty soon, if you're staying in Floridian will have a walkway as well available. But anyway, you can drive there and then take a monorail or if you're staying close by, you can still take a monorail. You can boats. There's just plenty of options when it comes to Magic Kingdom. Epcot, monorail, drive. You can go through the back way with a boat. You can walk there through the back way. Soon the Skyliner, like we just mentioned. Hollywood Studios, Skyliner as well. Soon boats, walk, drive. See, there's a lot of options for the big three parks over there. But Animal Kingdom, you can. There's only basically just buses.
It's basically been like secluded off from like the rest of the resort, if you ask me.
I mean, which isn't a bad thing. As a matter of fact, it's very smart for them to do so anyway, because the other three parks, they have, fireworks shows, and seeing as Animal Kingdom has live animals, that would scare their live animals away. So it's actually pretty smart to keep the outside worlds, if you will, away from Animal Kingdom. But anyway, back to the Skyliner. So I've taken this a step further. When I heard this from Jack from DSNY Newscast, I don't know how accurate that is. I don't know how much of a credible source he is. Usually he is. But I've taken this another step further in saying that, okay, well, if they ever do bring the Skyliner station to Animal Kingdom, why don't they build Zootopia within Animal Kingdom and have the station within the park, not outside the park, but within the park, where you would get off in Zootopia. Seeing as Zootopia in the film itself already has its own sky gondolas, and it would therefore transition well. Now, I'm not asking for them to make the sky gondolas exactly like the ones in Zootopia. I mean, how they are designed now is perfectly fine. But just so long as they're able to actually deliver on that would make it so much better, I think. And I mean, Disney's no stranger to having their monorails drop off and pick up guests right inside the park. Disneyland, as a matter of fact, over California, does just that. It has a station in Tomorrowland, so you can get right into the park, right in, right out of the park.
Yeah, and can I just say, it's kind of weird, firstly, because, guys, this summer I was actually able to ride the monorail over there for the first time. It was really cool, and I was actually able to ride up in the cockpit and get like a front row view of everything, because you can't do that on the Mark 6s at Walt Disney World, but in Disneyland they have Mark 7s.
You used to.
Wait, what?
You used to.
Oh, you did? Oh, well.
They did at one point. Yeah.
Oh, I wonder why they stopped. Well, anyway, but yeah, over in Disneyland, you can still, for the monorail, the Disneyland monorail, yeah, there are only 2 stops there. They have a station in Tomorrowland next to Zootopia and the Finding Nemo submarine voyage, which used to be 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, which was actually my mother's favorite attraction at Magic Kingdom at one point. But yeah, the station there in Tomorrowland, and then they also have a station in downtown Disney. It's a 2.5-mile journey. It's about, I think it takes like 15 minutes or something. But the weird thing is, from what I've seen, I've ridden it, you can get on the monorail at downtown Disney, and then you can take it to Tomorrowland, and they don't have anyone at the end asking for like, oh, hey, do you have a park ticket? Like, you can literally just get into the park for free. And I'm like, how does that, how? Why? Why is that a thing? Shouldn't they have people, like, have turnstiles at the exit of the Tomorrowland station, like, saying, oh, come see your ticket or whatnot? Like, but no, they don't have anyone there. You just get right off, and then, boom, you're in Tomorrowland. And no one asks you for a pass. Like, you can just get into the park for free if you take it from downtown Disney. Honestly, don't understand why that's a thing. Disney really ought to get more security on that over in Disneyland, if you ask me. But it's weird. It's weird. But meanwhile, for Walt Disney World version, they don't have the monorail stops in any of the parks. All the stations are outside the parks. Like for Magic Kingdom, looking at it to the north, it's to the west of the park. For Epcot, it's south of it, or well, actually north of it, because the Future World is in the north part of the park, and then the World Showcase is in the south part. So yeah, but either way, the monorail stations at Walt Disney World are outside the parks as compared to Disneyland, where they have one inside the park, and it's quite interesting how it works. But in fact, I don't even know how the monorail is doing, because I think since last month the monorail hasn't been running there a lot lately because crowds are just like really low. So I guess I think Disneyland was like, oh, because there isn't that many guests, then we're just going to be shutting the monorail down for an extended period of time for a few hours every day. So it's like, okay, I don't understand what that has to do with anything, but if that's what you got to do, then that's what you got to do. And then again, that could also come into the budget cuts, like we were talking about. Maybe they'll have to stop the monorails for a while because they probably require a lot of money to maintain and everything. So I don't know. But yeah, like Tucker was saying, yeah, I mean, I even brought it up because last summer, I actually took the Hostling tour, or as it's called at Magic Kingdom, the Magic Behind Our Steam Trains, where you go backstage behind Magic Kingdom and go to the Roundhouse and see how like the trains on the Walt Disney World Railroad are maintained and brought out every day for a trip around the park. And while I was back there, I was actually talking to while we were on our way back inside the park, we were on the train, and I told the person who was giving us the tour, we eventually started talking about the Skyliner and everything, and I was like, oh yeah, a friend of mine has had this idea, like saying if they put Zootopia Land in Animal Kingdom, they could extend the Skyliner over there and recreate like the scene from the movie. And then the cast member was like, oh my god, that is actually a very genius idea. And I was like, see, the cast members want it to happen. Why can't they just do it? The cast members want the land, and they're clearly on board for this idea of the Skyliner going there into Zootopia Land. I really think that could be a very good idea that Disney could incorporate. Even though it's a fan idea right now, they might maybe, if no one tells them about it, maybe they'll come up with it on their own or something like that. But I
maybe they'll do it. So.
Well, it's becoming apparent to me more and more that I just need to write these down and submit it to Imagineering. Really, what I need to do.
Yeah.
That I don't expect compensation out of it or credit out of it. And I'm like, okay, look, that's you know what, that's fine. I can, at least, the people closest to me can say, you did come up with this idea. So regardless if they say that they came up with it or not,
you're still the one that came up with it first, right?
I'm not expecting fame and fortune and glory and stuff just from these really genius ideas, but you know, just so long as they actually wake up, smell the coffee, and you know, get it built. I could really care less about all these Animal Kingdom purists. All right, look, I mean, it's not a perfect park. It never has been. I mean, just they had a land, okay? They had a land that they were going to build, and you know what happened to it? Avatar happened to it. So you want to tell me something that Avatar is the best thing in the world? I beg to differ. Okay, that's my opinion. Okay, don't at me, but that's just me. I would have preferred the Beastly Kingdom. That's just me. But anyway, let's not get into that.
Yeah, I was actually watching a video a few days ago about that. Like they had camp. I mean, for any Walt Disney World annual guests that could go back every year. I mean, we all know that before Avatar or Pandora, the World of Avatar opened, that area in the park was known as Camp Minnie, Mickey. That land, from what I heard, was actually temporary, and it was actually, yeah, it was supposed to be a temporary land, and then they would have built Beastly Kingdom, but because that never happened, Camp Minnie Mickey ended up staying there until it was destroyed and replaced by Pandora. And quite honestly, I feel like I would have preferred Beastly Kingdom a little bit more, being as how I am not a fan of Avatar at all, and I am certainly not on board with the 4 sequels that are being made in the 2020s. I am not going to go to the theater and watch those things. I never got into the first movie, and quite honestly, it does not really need those sequels at all. So, but like I said, like Tucker said, that's our opinion. Don't hate us for it. If you do, then just keep it to yourselves, all right?
I mean, look at Epcot. You know, it's a mess. I mean, it's not the worst park. It really isn't. It's seen better days, but at least it's getting a facelift. And you know, it may not be going back to its heyday back, I guess, in the '80s, which I wasn't born. I wasn't even born then, so don't at me if I'm somebody who has no idea what Horizons is. I was probably too young to remember Horizons. But regardless, yeah. Just look at Epcot. It's not perfect. So the same goes for any other park, such as Animal Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, and even Magic Kingdom.
I mean, heck, even look at the new entrance sign that they have for Tomorrowland. I mean, what the heck is that thing? It looks so bland compared to the old one. And yet, I'm gonna have to. And while I'm gonna be there this weekend, I'm actually gonna check it out and actually compare it for myself, since I'll be seeing it in person. So, but at least the letters on that read Tomorrowland actually light up, because apparently on the first day it was there, they didn't, and then that led people to believe, oh, they don't light up, but apparently they do. So at least that's the case. But then again, Tomorrowland is also getting a facelift for the 50th anniversary, so maybe, just maybe, that sign will fit in more a little bit once they do some more remodeling or whatnot for the land. But I don't know. Right now, it is completely just unfitting for Tomorrowland, if you ask me. But hopefully that opinion will change in the future once the land is redone. And heck, even Disneyland's Tomorrowland is getting a complete makeover as well. They're starting refurbishment over there right now, and construction over there is expected to be completed from either 2025 or 2026. So, and I actually do agree that with how much I went to Disneyland this summer, I do agree Disneyland's Tomorrowland definitely needs an upgrade. It really does. It's really set back in the day, really. There's not really all that much futuristic stuff in there. It really needs a facelift, just like I guess maybe Magic Kingdom's Tomorrowland is getting, and especially Epcot as a whole, or just in terms of the future
world.
Yeah. which is now becoming three. What is it? Three different
3 districts or something.
worlds. Yeah, World Celebration, World Harmony, and geez,
wasn't there one called Create?
I think so. I can actually look it up real quick.
I don't remember all myself, and I'm a cast member. I mean, this is recent news from them. It's about a month old, but I mean, who's all going to remember it until you know the park finished, basically. Which, again, that's another technicality because these parks are never done. Period. So, just the remodeling, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, so the new lands for Epcot are World Discovery, World Celebration, World Nature, and well, still the World Showcase. So those are the 4 names of the.
I think that's the one thing that won't ever change. As far as name goes, like World Showcase, I think that's just fitting and just probably will be used till the end of time, basically. So.
More than likely, yes. I feel like that name really fits. So yeah, I don't see that name being altered in any way in the future. But yeah, those are the names of the 4 lands, or the 3 new ones that are going to be replacing the future world. Or actually, well, technically the future world is divided into 2 parts, the east and the west. So, I guess they're just, yeah. World Celebration is like the center, like where you walk into the park up until like the, where the Fountain of Nations is, well, I don't think it's no longer the Fountain of Nations, because that's going to be going away. Basically just the center part of the park. And then World Nature is going to be where like Soarin' and Living with the Land and Seas with Nemo, all that over there is where World Nature will be. And then where Test Track and Mission Space and the Play Pavilion soon, and soon Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, that will be in World Discovery. So the names actually do fit in a way, so I'll probably get used to it when the refurbishment on the park is hopefully completed by the 50th anniversary in 2021. I don't know how fast they're going to be working, but the fact that they're going to have to be like getting rid of all those buildings in there and replacing it with all this greenery and whatnot, I don't know how long that's going to take, because
I think not. I think following the 50th will be Epcot's 30th. I think.
Well, Epcot opened in 1982. Yeah, 1982. So, 1982. So, 92, 02. 2012 would have been.
Yeah, so the next year, actually, I guess that would be 40 years then.
Yeah, because they recently celebrated the 35th anniversary back in 2017.
Yeah, so the year following would be their 40th year. Yeah, they would want to get all that ready for the 50th and Epcot's 40th. So.
Right. And then also, well, what was I gonna say? 2020. Well, actually, exactly 2 years from this upcoming Monday will be the 50th anniversary, October 1st. Only at this point, basically 2 years. So that's time.
So yeah. Disney World is coming up on its 48th year. I don't think there's going to be anything special this year, of course, because we're all giving out the 50th. I mean, yes, they will acknowledge that it's been 48 years, but nothing extra special. I don't believe.
Yeah, in terms of celebrating, I know Disneyland, they like say, oh yeah, today's our anniversary, so let's celebrate. But Disney doesn't. The Disney parks don't really celebrate their anniversaries unless it's like the year.
It's a big
Yeah, it's ending
milestone.
in 0 or in 5, because those are like the main anniversaries that people celebrate. Specifically, the ones ending in 0, like the 50th and the 60th anniversaries. Those are like the big ones. The other ones are basically just, oh yeah, it's our anniversary, so yippee. Basically. But I don't know. We'll just have to see what offerings they'll have for the 50th. I mean, maybe if we're lucky, because it'll be in 2021. Maybe they'll have more Zootopia stuff in there, since it's not out of the question or out of the possibilities yet that the 2021 Disney animated film coming out that November could be Zootopia 2. So if they were to have Zootopia in the 50th anniversary or an offering there, it would be a great way to promote them in the parks and also to promote the sequel. But that's just my opinion. I don't know if Disney will do that or if that's even the plan at all to release Zootopia 2 that year. But if it is, then I really think that actually could be a fitting promotion for both events, if you ask me. But then again, I could be wrong, and maybe Zootopia 2 will be the 2022 animated film.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really think for that year they'll have much going on. I mean, I don't know how long the 50th anniversary celebration is supposed to last. I would think maybe until the following year, because I know Disneyland's 60th anniversary lasted from mid-May of 2015 to early September of 2016. It's over a year of celebrating. I don't know if that's the case for Walt Disney World, but being as how close Disneyland and Walt Disney World work together, I would think that could be the same case. So possibly maybe by next November of 2022, they could also still be celebrating the 50th anniversary over there, but I'm not sure. I'm not someone who works or plans all these events at Disney. I don't even know who does all these things, who's in charge of all the events, but
We did get news recently that we're getting new presidents for Walt Disney World and Disneyland, so maybe there could be some welcome changes coming.
maybe. Yeah, because I know it said that the president of Disneyland is becoming the president of Walt Disney World. And Disneyland is getting someone completely new. I don't know who, but if the president of Disneyland is now the president of Walt Disney World, that actually might be a good thing, because right now, or at least this summer, there were a lot of very great offerings that they had over there that really, in my opinion, this year was like the year to visit Disneyland. If you're like someone who just like likes a lot of like either classic attractions or just like many offerings that they have, this was the year to visit Disneyland, and I'm very happy that I was able to go there for my high school graduation, and not to mention, again, back that one weekend in mid-July to see Nick and Judy again at California Adventure, and then at the beginning of August before I started college to see the Electrical Parade one more time.
Disney World really didn't have anything except Galaxy's Edge, and by the time it was open, that was basically about the time that most people would be back in school anyway, so...
Yeah, August 29th. But yeah, because by that time, I mean, normally, I think the normal school year starts around mid-August. I started August 15th, which is actually 10 days prior to when my the normal public school system starts here in North Carolina, that is. I mean, it's different for every state, but yeah. Late August to early September is when the normal school year starts for the public education system. So that kind of was kind of a bad time to, in my opinion, open Galaxy's Edge at Walt Disney World. Disneyland's, on the other hand, being as how they opened it on the last day of May, that's right before summer vacation gets out. So that was actually very perfect timing for them to do that. I mean, heck, I could even say the same thing for when they opened Toy Story Land at the end of June of last year. That was also still in the first few weeks of summer break. So,
I mean, I'm seeing that Toy Story Land is more crowded than Galaxy's Edge over here. I mean, it's not dead at Galaxy's Edge. There's still a good amount of crowds, but not like the type of crowds that I thought, which would be like just you can hardly move, basically.
Yeah, that was everyone's predictions. Like I kept seeing like edited images of like the Falcon attraction, and then in front of it, just crowds of people, and you can't move. And it's like, yeah.
The only time I ever saw a 2-hour or over 2-hour line for the Falcon was opening day. Now it's like in the 30s, maybe 40s, maybe even less than that.
I actually recently looked at Disneyland's version. The latest that I've seen it get up to, Smuggler's Run, is 35 minutes. That's very short. And if it is that way when I go this weekend, then I don't have a problem with standing in line, going to ride it. So, I mean, heck, for me, I have a disability pass that can probably get done, so I can just probably use that. But if it's that short of a wait, then I don't have a problem of waiting 30 to 35 minutes. It's just really surprising that an attraction that is big as this doesn't have longer wait times. But again, like we said, it is the school season right now, so not many kids are going to be there. Probably not many people can make it because this is only for my mom. She's very busy right now with work. This is normally sometimes some of the busiest times of the year for some jobs, so probably not that many people have that much time to go on vacation. But I don't know.
It's just a curious thing because usually Disney, not only Disney World, but even Disneyland, they usually come up with a few things for the summer to really get crowds to come in, families and crowds to come in to try these new things that they have. So, for example, last year, seeing as The Incredibles, the second Incredibles was in theaters, they made a big emphasis on The Incredibles. Not only here at Walt Disney World, because all they basically had was a dance party, and then they just kind of dressed Tomorrowland up like it was all Incredibles thing. But not only here at Walt Disney World did they do that, but over at Disneyland they were opening Pixar Pier, and along with it, the re-theme of California Screamin' to the Incredicoaster. So it's quite surprising that they really didn't have anything new as far as summer offerings go here at Walt Disney World, other than that, wait until fall for Galaxy's Edge to open up, basically.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, Disneyland, they've been having a lot of offerings lately. I mean, 2015 to 16, they had the Diamond Celebration, the 60th anniversary. Then the following year, in 2017, at Disneyland Park, the big thing that happened that year was obviously the return of the Main Street Electrical Parade. And then over at California Adventure, they also had a whole Marvel event called Summer of Heroes going on at that park. And then in 2018, they had Pixar Fest going on, and they brought back Paint the Night, and they opened Pixar Pier, and like Tucker said, they rethemed California Screamin' to the Incredicoaster, which I gotta say, it's actually very good, because I was able to ride it actually twice this summer. It still is good as California Screamin', in my opinion, so I definitely say it's worth a go if you're a fan of fast attractions or roller coasters just in general.
Especially the Incredibles.
And not to mention, this year, I mean, they just brought back a lot of classic attractions. They didn't really have that much celebration going on this summer. Actually, what am I saying? They had the whole Mickey and Minnie celebration going on from January to the beginning of June. But after that, just for the summer, they just brought back a lot of classic attractions for people to experience again. And then next year, being as how Avengers Campus will be opening at California Adventure, I would think that Disneyland is going to be having another kind of like Marvel type of event going on throughout the year as opposed to promote the land, but I don't know. And then as for years following, I'm honestly clueless as to what other offerings Disneyland could do in future years. And same goes for Walt Disney World.
I'm not. I wouldn't be all too certain what they would do in the next year. All I know is that they're just focused on fixing things up and getting ready for the 50th.
Right. The only thing that I could see them, or I mean, at least for Disneyland in 2022, would potentially maybe be celebrating the Main Street Electrical Parade's 50th anniversary, because June 17th, 2022 will mark 50 years since the parade premiered at Disneyland. It'll be a big milestone for that parade, because it's still the longest running parade in all of Disney history, so that'll hopefully be a big year for that. But other than that, I really don't see what other offerings Disney could come up with, unless if like they have like a very big hit on like a specific movie and then they decide to, I don't know, promote it in any way, shape, or form. But I don't really think that's something that an entire Disney theme park resort would do. It's like all combined into like a universe, like I said, Marvel. They had the Summer of Heroes thing going on at Disneyland in 2017 for the MCU. But other than that, I'm really clueless as to what Disneyland could come up with and Walt Disney World could do after the 50th anniversary. But I don't know.
Besides,
Well, that's
obviously.
that's every Zootopia fan right there who goes to the parks.
I would think that I would think that if they are in the back of their minds planning to at least announce Zootopia Land or build it over here at Walt Disney World, I would think that their strategy would to hold off on that until after the 50th. I mean, it could be, that very year for D23, since D23 will also be the same year that they celebrate Walt Disney World's 50th, which I would think that they would also talk more about the 50th. But it wouldn't be far-fetched to say that they at least make the announcement that they want to bring Zootopia over to Walt Disney World, where that would be, hopefully Animal Kingdom, and when we could possibly expect it. But hopefully, it could be at that D23 or a D23 after, or just whenever they fancy to announce it. That's just my thought. I'm also thinking that it's also probably it feels right, really. That they it just feels like that we're getting closer to a time when there could possibly announce a fifth park. I don't know anything about a fifth park, so I can't tell you anything, even if I did. But I feel that, with how crowded it gets over here, that maybe sometime in the cards that they may announce a fifth park sometime after the 50th.
Especially the fact that Universal is going to be opening up another park soon, which, honestly, that park does not really look all that impressive to me, except for Nintendo Land, which will be in it. But other than that, that new park doesn't really look all that interesting. But if Disney really thinks that actually could be like Universal saying like, oh yeah, we're in phase, we're making a whole new park, maybe at some point Disney will also decide to open a fifth park of their own. I mean, heck, my mom has a friend who actually lives down in Orlando as well. He goes with his family quite often, and he keeps hearing all this stuff about them building a fifth park, and because of this, he is basically like saying he knows there's going to be a fifth park, because if all these rumors are still happening, then it probably might end up happening. I mean, a lot of rumors if they just keep circling around, it eventually is going to happen. If they don't, like, if no report says, oh yeah, that's not happening at all, if it just keeps going on, eventually I'm pretty sure it's going to end up happening. And quite honestly, with how big Walt Disney World is, I mean, the whole place is 40 square miles. It's the same size as the city of San Francisco. They have barely used any of that land. They have a ton of space in Walt Disney World. They could build probably, like, even 5 more parks in there, and it still would have a ton of land use in there. The possibilities are endless for Walt Disney World. It is the biggest theme park complex on the planet. Therefore, they have all of this space that they could use, and it would draw in more people, it would get them more money, and they could have more offerings if they get their money back. It would just be a perfect fit, in my opinion, and it would make it all the more popular and really put Disney at the top of the chain when it comes to theme park business. I mean, they're already number 1, but if they put in more of that stuff, then there's basically going to be no beating them, if you ask me. It's just a win that I really feel that Disney could actually do. If I said that right. But yeah, like I said, I don't know, but hopefully Disney will make the right choice, because they normally do in most cases. But we'll have to see what happens in the next decade, I suppose. Because this decade is coming to an end, and by the looks of it, not all that much else is going to be going on. So next decade is probably going to be when we start to see stuff coming, like, really popping up for Disney, I suppose. I mean, as good as this decade was for the parks, I'm really hoping that they also keep that going, and they have possibly maybe even more stuff in the following years, in the 2020s, but I don't know. I mean, it's still hard for me to believe that the decade's almost over. Time's gone by so fast. I mean, I can still remember seeing the Main Street Electrical Parade for the first time ever in my life, back in 2010, and it's hard for me to imagine that it's been almost 10 years since I was first introduced to it, and now it's just, we're entering a whole new decade, and hopefully Disney will continue making all these great offerings that they've had in years past, and it just keeps going. Keep it up, Disney. I really believe in you that you can do this for your parks, and for your movies in general. I mean, heck, look at the news that we just recently found out. Kevin Feige, the president of Marvel, is making a Star Wars movie. That's going to be an interesting game after, I guess, the Game of Thrones director's trilogy, not to mention Rian Johnson's trilogy as well. We'll have that movie now. Who knows when? Probably maybe in the late 2020s, if I had to guess, or maybe sometime during the 2020s. But who knows? Either way, it's interesting, all the new stuff that Disney's going for lately, and especially since we just got Fox and the rest of the MC, or the Marvel characters in there, and Blue Sky Studios, and was there something else that they recently got from the Fox deal?
National Geographic, apparently.
Oh yeah, that too. I guess that's really it for the
FX. I think.
Wait, what'd you say?
FX. I think it's also the Fox.
Oh, I think that's like the TV version of Fox, I suppose, or something like that. I've seen it.
Well, there's plenty of stations that Disney owns.
Yeah. They own ABC, Freeform,
ESPN, I think A&E.
Maybe? I don't know. Not to mention, they also now own Hulu, but that's a streaming service, but still, they own that now. I really, this decade, or in the past few years, Disney's been really going all in their A game to get all this stuff acquired for themselves. So it's very interesting, especially for the fact that with the Disney Fox deal, Disney now owns The Simpsons. They have been promoting a little bit recently, which is very weird to see Disney promoting The Simpsons, but also the fact that they now own Family Guy, but they're more than likely not going to promote that show since that's meant for adults, and Disney's not really up for like mature content that much. I mean, heck, by the looks of it, Family Guy isn't even going to be on Disney Plus, and I'm actually kind of glad because I really feel like but then again, I mean, we know there isn't going to be any R-rated content on Disney Plus, but Family Guy, it's not rated TV M18. It's actually rated TV 14, so anyone 14 and older can apparently watch it. Can watch it according to official, people who rate these shows. But I don't know. We'll see where those two shows go now that they're under Disney's ownership. But I don't know.
All right. So it is now 2:24.
What?
12:24.
Oh,
Yeah.
not 2:24. 12:24. God damn.
Oh, jeez. I thought you actually. If
2:20.
it was 2:24, you gotta get to.
Yeah, so it's 12, well now 12:25 right now, so we're going to go ahead and call the stream off for tonight. I apologize if I wasn't talking much. My computer audio is being a complete pain right now, so you guys were really quiet on my end for most of the stream.
Oh.
Yeah.
I hope that didn't affect the live stream.
No, I double checked on my phone. You guys can be heard.
Nope.
But through my computer speakers, it's not that loud. It's like really quiet.
Clarify that.
Alrighty. Alright.
Yeah. And I was
This is
also
long as
working
it's-
on...
Alright.
I haven't one.
I was also working on a
this is
certain
all-
Zootopia story. Not Zootopia Guardians, but I have a Zootopia fanfiction coming out soon that I mentioned last night. And I was just working on it like 10 minutes ago. So...
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Since I finally got the
Once
file
again,
back
to
for it.
reiterate, since you wouldn't be able to hear us on day 4, check out the fan fictions that we've kind of briefly talked about. We couldn't talk about them in detail since we were on and on about Disney parks, basically. But yeah, Wild Hops Tales. That's what I do. I have a link to it on my profile on Twitter, which is at Stuckwell303. Brian has, and I'm blanking on it. Shoot. Dreamlights. No.
Nighttime Magic.
Magic.
Nighttime Magic. No. Oh gosh. I'm sorry. I'm just being a dum dum right now. And then Joseph Wild. Then Joseph Wild, a very good friend of ours, Out of Ashes. Of course, if you haven't read 100, go and read it. But yes, we all recommend all those fantastic works. So, sorry we couldn't talk about them in detail. Maybe some other time, but
Yeah. Maybe in a future stream, on maybe
Yeah.
either tomorrow or Saturday. But
Probably tomorrow. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, probably
What'd
tomorrow,
you say,
because
Garrett?
tomorrow's another chill stream. Well, actually, there's going to be 2 streams tomorrow, actually, because one of them's going to be the game show, and then I'm going to end that one.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I'm actually kind of interested to see how that's gonna play out. That game.
Yeah.
yeah, I know.
No,
we kind of
tomorrow
drilled
it's
on
going to
about
be
the
live,
Disney
so it's
parks.
not going to be what it...
There just really isn't that much Zootopia content as far as that, in general.
Unless you just wanted me to hear my ideas about the Zootopia land. No. There's a whole video on that. Check Brian's channel out for that.
Yeah. If anyone's interested, just DM me or just send me a message on Twitter, and then I can send you the link to the video, no problem.
But yeah, that's all I had to say. So it's almost 12:30, so we may as well go ahead and wrap it up.
Yeah.
I think that's really gonna do it for this live stream. So.
Yep. So Zootopia Guardians and Super Typhoon is Zootopia Disaster. Those should be out. Well, the next chapter of Zootopia Guardians should be out hopefully next month. I'm finally able to pick that back up. Summer's been kind of hell on earth lately, so I'm finally able to pick that stuff up. So we should see some more content from me here in the next month.
All right. Pretty cool.
All right.
Well, with that being said, I guess this is where we're going to end the stream for tonight. So to anyone watching live, once again, thank you for watching. We will see you tomorrow night for a game show that Garrett has come up with. I can't remember the name of it, but...
it's Who Wants to Be a Zootopian?
That's right, yeah. We'll see you for, I guess, that game show. I don't know how it's going to work, but we'll probably give out the details at the beginning of the stream tomorrow night. And I guess until then, have a good night, everyone. And see you real soon.
All right. Bye, guys. See y'all tomorrow.